morning, Joe. Good morning, Philadelphia. Listen, I know I'm going to probably, make people upset by what I'm about to say.
Oh, boy.
But it has to be said. Kyle looking like, here we go. But it's not called food shopping. It's called going to the grocery store. It's different. It's a whole different thing. It's not food shopping. You're going to the grocery store. So I just need to.
So I tend to lean.
I've never heard anyone say food shopping.
You haven't? I hear people say it all the time. I'm going food shopping. You're not.
Oh no, yeah, I guess maybe.
Yeah, food shopping. No, it's going to the grocery store.
So I tend to lean with you. I'm with you on this. But I don't think it's like crazy to call it food shopping.
No, it is crazy.
But
because
you're going shopping for food.
Okay.
I mean, I call it grocery shopping too. I'm
okay.
with you.
When you go to the grocery
Yeah.
store, you go because you're going for the essentials, right?
Yeah.
When you go shopping, as most women do, and this is not to bash women, but women tend to do this more so than men.
Shopping.
They don't know what they're going to get. They go to the store and they might see something that fancies them.
Got it.
And they grab it. When we go, and this is just from my personal experience. When we go to the mall or something like that, or we're going shopping, we're going for a specific item. We're not going to just walk around.
It's not browsing.
Yeah.
We got business to take care of.
So you disrespect going to the grocery store when you call it food shopping because it's almost like you don't know what you're going to get. You know what you're going to get. You're going to get food.
It is shopping, though.
You're
it's
shopping
not.
for
Shopping
food.
is literally just buying something.
No. Shopping is when you go shopping, Kyle. Most time when people go shopping,
It's going to be a long day.
they go to see what they might like. When you go to the grocery store, you're going out of necessity.
But you're still calling it shopping.
No, you're going out of necessity.
But you said it's
need
groceries.
Because normally, think about it like this.
All right, let's let this be.
Google the word
I'm
shopping.
just saying,
right
think
now.
about it like this. You go to, I need eggs, milk, cheese, bread, whatever. You go to the mall. Oh, let me just go see what they have at Nordstrom's.
I'm with you. I guess my contention is that it shouldn't be called grocery shopping. It should be called grocery something else.
It's going to the grocery store.
The
Like I said,
action
going to the
or
grocery
activity
store.
of purchasing goods from stores.
No, it's going to the
That's
grocery
exactly
store.
what it is.
It's going to the grocery
All right,
store.
you know what? I'm shopping for something. I need mental clarity and peace on this, and also something else. All right, 215-592-9494. It's
I
gonna.
know, I can tell already. We just started.
I'm already annoyed, and I'm going to be more annoyed when you get on your pulpit about this. All right, Hugh.
Get on my pulpit. Wow.
Yeah, here's what's
It's almost Sunday. God is good.
The good Reverend Hugh Douglas is in town. All right, so the Bryce Harper thing has been on everyone's mind the entire week. It's the biggest
Pay
story
that
in
man.
town.
Oh, my fault. I did it again.
Well, here's the thing. I would like this as a fan of the Phillies to go away. I would like us to go play baseball.
Oh, I know how to make it go away.
Well, I'm looking for solutions today, and I'm going to allow you to propose something, Hugh, that I will tell you how I feel, but I'm going to give you the floor to propose how do we make this go away? In essence, how do we get Bryce Harper to shut up and play baseball?
Give him money. Give him money. Give him some money. This is what this is about right now. You made Bryce Harper feel like he wasn't elite. When you talk about where Bryce Harper stands in the pantheon of baseball as far as the highest paid players in baseball, I think he's somewhere around the 40th or the 50th.
Yeah, you're right. He's in that range.
He's not one of the highest paid players. And when you talk about somebody who's done what he's done for this organization, now I like to finally call it the Odubel Herrera era because that's what it was. It was like for what 10 seasons, baseball here in Philadelphia was non-existent in a city and in a town where baseball is a big part of what we like to do in the summertime. The boys of summer, all of that. He's not happy. And he's still harping and griping about something that happened 4 months ago.
Yeah.
In order for this to go away and us to get back to our winning ways and get to the World Series, because I think this is where this is going to lead. Go ahead and get that man a couple dollars, man. Give him some money. He'll be the same. And I know what you're about to say. You're going to say something to the effect that
no,
he's going to be older. But to me, this is the same thing as that. What's that dude, Pudgels? The Pudgels dude.
Albert Pujols.
Pudgels. He played to his like 50. They gave him a ton of bread.
Towards the end of his career, he was more Pudgels than Pujols.
No, but the point is, you're paying him to be quiet. You're paying him to focus.
That's a great way to do
Well,
things.
he's already motivated. Like at the end of the day, he's motivated. There's no question about that. I know he's trying to say he's not motivated, but I think the underlying cause of all this and why he's still griping is because he's asked for some more money. He didn't get it. You criticized him. You moved the line. See, this is you want to talk about blaming somebody for this, Dombrowski.
Mm-hmm.
when he said what he said, right, and you backed off of it, you let Bryce Harper know how much power he really has. And that's the problem. It's almost like your child. When you tell your child not to do something and they do it and you say you slap their hand and they start talking about calling them folks to come pick you up. You know what I mean? And you back off and you start buying toys and stuff. You're in a bad spot.
Yeah. So we're gonna just buy toys.
Yeah. You're buying toys. You're buying toys now.
I'm not buying a single toy. This is ridiculous. Like,
yeah.
Can we please? All right. 215-592-9494. Now I'll be fair to you on the Hugh with this thing. You didn't just come up here today and say this. You've been saying this since October.
I've been saying it forever because that's what he wants.
This is the first thing you said when the first thing started back in October. And my feeling hasn't changed. It's no shot in the world I'm paying Bryce Harper any more money. Can we take a deep breath here? He has 6 years left on his contract.
3 more ain't going to hurt.
Yes, it will.
No, it won't.
It sure will. 6 years left on his contract. He already may be in decline. And now we'll see what last year was. Was it a down year or was it decline? If decline has started now, what do you guys think he's going to look like 7, 8, 9 years from now?
Pudgels.
He'll be maybe worse than Pudgels. Abrapoulos for those who don't
but
know
you're
who
not.
Pudgels is.
You're paying Bryce Harper at this point to appease him.
Oh, great.
And get back to doing Bryce Harper things.
Well, you're also by doing that setting a very dangerous precedent. You know what? If I see Bryce Harper pout a little bit and get more money. You know what? I'm Trey Turner. I was the 5th highest paid player. Now I'm 25th. You know what? I want more money too. Why not?
I don't give a shit.
But there's a precedent set. All those years ago, history could say 2 things about what the Eagles did with Terrell Owens. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was a big mistake, right? They blew up a championship window because they didn't want to pay T.O. But you know what they did? They put their foot down on a precedent. When you sign a contract with the Eagles, 1 year later, we just don't give you a bunch more money.
Yeah, but they do.
No, but they don't.
Well, they gave Saquon some more money.
Well, you know what? They did. That's a good point. And they shouldn't have done that. That's a great point. It's a great point.
Game, set, match.
And how did that work out? How did that work out?
It don't matter.
No, it does matter.
It don't because you paid him. You paid him.
Okay, but they haven't done that until Saquon. Mm-hmm. Unless I'm missing something. That they haven't really done that since Saquon. And it has helped them. You know why? Because they're able to sign players early, get discounts on those players, and not have to worry about that same player a year later asking for more money. This is a dangerous precedent, and it would make the organization look so silly.
Here's the thing.
So silly.
It might, but they don't. How much more silly do they look? How much more silly does it make them look?
Put their foot down and just say, go play baseball.
They did put their foot down, and then he walked it back. Yeah, that's the problem.
Well, no, that was different walking it back.
Well, no, it wasn't. It's the same thing because you let him know how powerful he is. And not only that, Joe.
Well, what are you doing by getting more money? You're making him the king of the franchise.
You did that when you signed it.
No, but you could push back now and say no more.
You know what's funny about all of this? And I have a frame of reference because I haven't been here that long, but I remember when I got here how vocal he was about who he wanted, what he wanted this team to look like, and all this other stuff. I remember him being the trendsetter as far as the way that we dress for opening day. I remember him being the guy that everybody wanted, the Fanatic shoes, the Fanatic gear and all. Like, he was the catalyst for all that. I remember what it looked like before that when I was in Atlanta, and I'm like, damn, because baseball had fallen off so much here in Philadelphia.
But he's not the only reason it's back.
But he's part of the reason.
Of course he is.
He's one of the biggest reasons.
Absolutely.
The biggest.
Sure he is. It doesn't mean he just gets to stay here for the rest of his life. This is ridiculous,
but
guys.
you put him in position to beat all of that in a bag of chips.
Yeah, and you could stop now.
No, it's too late.
No, this would be the weakest I've ever seen an organization act.
No, not really.
6 years left on a deal?
No, not
because
really.
the guy... Well, give me a weaker pivot point with an organization. When 6 years left?
I'm going to tell you this organization.
The Phillies.
When you told everybody, or you alluded to everybody, that we were getting Bo Bichette, right? When you did that.
This would be way worse than that.
No, it's
not. It would. That happens all the time.
No, wait a minute. Can I finish? You led everybody to believe that Bo Bichette was a done deal.
And it wasn't.
And then you did a hard pivot. And you threw JT Realmuto out there for a press conference, and even he knew what it was. But it was a windfall for him.
Giving Bryce Harper an extension with 6 years left is far more embarrassing than pivoting to JT Realmuto when you lose Bo Bichette.
We're here.
No, we don't have to go any further.
Yeah, we're here.
215-592-9494. Should the Phillies? I know this is Hugh Douglas's day. It really is. It's like the full Hugh. This is the full Hugh experience today. Grocery stores and financial apologies. Hell, we might be on Hugh's Clues 20 minutes from now. All right.
Ooh, yeah.
All right. Where does everyone come down on this? Should the Phillies just give Bryce Harper a financial apology? I think it would be embarrassing to give this guy more money for no reason. First of all, he hasn't even earned an extension on the first deal. Let's revisit this in 3 or 4 years. He has 6 years left on his deal.
Iron hot.
The iron is ice cold.
On top of
strike
that,
while the iron's hot.
Okay. And here's the thing, Joe.
The iron hasn't been on for a year.
At the end of the day, this might be moot when it's all said and done because they're going on strike. We ain't having baseball next year.
Well, that you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. That's even more reason not to do this. We might have a salary cap, so the money you spend matters even more in the future.
That's why the precedent doesn't mean as much because after you pay Bryce Harper,
there will be baseball again.
I hear you. I think everything does change.
It's going to change
but why? So I'm going to.
You could have the excuse of we did this before the.
Yeah, we did.
Exactly. But they know the cap is coming.
They know it's coming, but Bryce is not happy.
Dumb.
I'm going to lose it today. They've
been playing dumb the whole time.
Can we hear? All right. Obviously, I think we all know that this is coming from a place. So Bryce wants this. Let's listen back. This is 2 years ago, around this date 2 years ago, where Bryce was very public about wanting a contract extension. Then.
No, I mean I haven't really thought about it too much about that. Just trying to. Understand I want to be here for a long time and understand, playing into my 40s. I mean, that's the biggest thing for me.
Wonderful.
So wanting to get that done. I understand there's other guys to take care of, right? Understanding that Wheels is a big one for us right now. But, contract negotiations can happen, throughout how many,
You heard it.
Contract negotiations can happen, throughout the season and things
you
like
heard
that.
It.
So
this is lunacy.
We'll see what Scott and Dave can come up with.
Yeah,
I think there's been communication there, between myself and Dave, and also Scott and Dave as well. Obviously, I want to be here for a long time, and we'll see what happens.
Lunacy. This is lunacy.
You can tell this was a conversation that was being had.
Of course it was.
There was talk of renegotiation. There was some conversation.
It's a lunacy to give him more money. All right. Bryce Harper was on busting with the boys a couple days ago, and there was a lot that came out of that. I think the biggest stuff that people were listening for was more about Dave Dombrowski, but he also threw this in, which kind of goes along with what he was saying 2 years ago. He wants to play until his 40s. He actually put a date on it, a year, an age. Here's Bryce Harper a couple days ago.
How much longer do you have to play?
I want to play till I'm like 42, if I can. Like that's like the number I want to get to. I mean, at the end of this deal, I'll be 39, and I'll have like a couple more months to 20 years.
Yeah.
So I would love to get to 20 years for sure.
Got to get to 20 years.
Well, you know what? I root for the guy. I hope he gets to 20 years and he hits 500 home runs and all that.
So 39, his deal will be up. So what? 3 more years, 40, 41, 42. That falls right in line.
Oh, yeah, him walking, him limping around the bases at 41. Can't wait for it, guys. All right, 215-592-9494. Where do you come down? Should the Phillies, in the words of Hugh Douglas, give Bryce Harper a financial apology to just go play baseball? I think this is
ridiculous.
It's completely ridiculous. Kyle, where are you at before we go to the phone lines on this?
I was once with you, Joe.
And now you've crossed over to the dark side.
Just a few days ago.
Yeah.
Well, so now that the emotion is settled on me being annoyed with Bryce for being annoyed with Dave, I guess where my head's at is just like, I want this to end. I want this to end.
Yeah.
I need us to move forward. Let's lock into this season. Like, let's go play baseball. So I think you kind of have to do it. Like, this is look, Dave Dombrowski stepped in it. But think about it. Dave's probably not very long for this place. Bryce is, whether we extend him or not.
Well,
Bryce is the future of this organization. This is a chance for John Middleton and the Phillies to show him by their actions, we're committed to you. We're more committed to you than we are to Dave Dombrowski. Like, take Harper's side here. Yeah. I think that's what John Middleton has to do because Harper's going to outlast Dave Dombrowski. And again, it's not anyone's money. Like, if John Middleton wants to, he could do this and still build around Bryce Harper, whoever else is on this team for the next few years. I don't give a crap if Trey Turner thinks that, he's getting slighted out of this. Like, you're Trey Turner. He's Bryce Harper. He's the face of the organization. Yeah. Everyone knows that. Like, we clowned Castellanos for not really having the wherewithal to understand that he's different as a from a
he's
guy.
not Bryce Harper.
Harper is right.
Yeah, he ain't
Trey
Bryce
is
Harper.
too. Like so I don't care what kind of precedent that sense. Like there's no Bryce Harper is an unprecedented player when it comes to the Phillies. And look, he's here till he's 39. God forbid he's here for another 3 more years collecting a paycheck.
God forbid.
No. Joe, I got bad news for you about the Phillies. In let's see, how many years is that? 6 more years?
2030.
Yeah, we're gonna stink. Okay.
Well, they might.
But the only thing we're gonna have, and I know this sucks, but this is what we're gonna be left with. This is the way the sport is. The only thing we're going to have is watching Bryce Harper hit these milestones as a Philly.
Potentially. But the more bad contracts you give out, the more likely a bad scenario is. We already are locked into Turner until the 2030s, which is going to be a disaster.
How much worse is 3 more years than what it is?
So, all right, there's 2 things to this. One, I do think it sets a bad precedent that we just open up contracts in the middle of them. I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, you're right. You don't care about Turner. Well, what if Aiden Miller's a star and he signs a long-term extension? He's like, you know what? I'm only making 40. Everyone else is making 60 now. I want 70. Like, it just creates a bad precedent. And the other thing is, and we could ignore it, and we used to be able to do this in baseball all the time. It's not our money. Well, now it is. In effect, if they're going to have a salary cap, and I think a lot of people think they're going to have a salary cap, all this matters. It's going to hurt the team. It can't just be like, well, it's John Middleton's money. All right, let's see what people think on this. 215-592-9494. Should the Phillies give Bryce Harper a financial apology?
Financial apology. We sorry, Bryce. We didn't mean to make you upset.
Wonderful. A contract extension with 6 years left on his deal. You guys are losing me today.